Hey, what is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you had a great New Year's and welcome to my first video of 2017. And I can't believe it's already that time already. It's January and yet we're talking about a potential new Pokemon game. And this is Pokemon Stars. And by the sounds of it, it is definitely a legitimate game. It does exist in the Nintendo universe. Obviously, we don't know too much about it yet, but we do have the Nintendo Switch reveal in the next few days. I think it's 10 days, so January the 12th. Mark it in your calendars. We might see some Pokemon Stars gameplay. But if we don't, that's not too much of a problem. But we do have some stuff to talk about potentially new stuff coming to Pokemon Stars. And by the way, Pokemon Stars is just a code name, just like Pokemon Sun and Moon was codenamed Pokemon Rainbow. We heard about that first until they actually kind of accidentally leaked Pokemon Sun and Moon with a trademark thing. When they found the logos and names on a trademark website. It's going to be probably similar to this. I hope it is actually called Pokemon Eclipse and not Pokemon Stars. And the way that Pokemon Sun and Moon was so story driven, I'm expecting Pokemon Stars, or whatever it's going to be called, to be a sequel rather than like the third game in the series, such as Platinum and Crystal and Emerald and stuff like that, which it doesn't really change the main story, it just kind of adds to it. Because Sun and Moon is so story driven, I just expect like a whole new second chapter to that story, but obviously could be wrong. But the main news we want to talk about is that there seems to be new Pokemon coming to Pokemon Stars. This is all rumors, this could be fake, but like I said, I believe Pokemon Stars is real, and this information that is being spread around at the moment comes from reliable sources who have released a lot of true information about the Nintendo Switch and other games coming for the Nintendo Switch. So obviously, because it isn't confirmed, there is a bit of doubt, but we have no reason to doubt the sources when they have told us a lot of true stuff. So first of all, we heard about this around last week. This went under the radar, and this appeared on the Nintendo Switch Reddit. It was an Ask Me Anything, and it was about Laura Kate Dale. She was doing the Ask Me Anything, and she has a lot of inside sources about the Nintendo Switch, and she has been leaking a lot of stuff. And basically, in an Ask Me Anything, you can basically, leave questions and they will reply to them. And one of these questions was about Pokemon Stars. Now, Pokemon Stars, as I said, we don't know too much, but someone says, "What can you tell us about Pokemon Stars? Have you heard any rumors about a Diamond and Pearl remake?" She didn't really answer the Diamond and Pearl remake part, but she said, "So I talked to Tom Phillips a lot before he ran his Stars story, and Tom Phillips is actually the person who leaked Pokemon Stars story on the Sun and Moon release date, when Sun and Moon was released officially, which if you don't live in Europe, that would have been November the 18th. And Pokemon Stars was basically announced to the world through obviously rumours and speculation on the 18th, and Eurogamer ran an article on that, and basically Tom Phillips was the person who originally leaked that. But as she said, she was also working on the same leak via different sources, and she says he had a different few bits of info, I did not, so I stepped back and let him handle it. And then obviously we kind of got to know about Pokemon Stars and what that information was at the time. It wasn't too much, just the fact that it was going to be on a Nintendo Switch, and it was basically going to be the Pokemon Sun and Moon engine. And she says, "He was unsure about names Stars and Eclipse. I had only heard Stars. I have heard 20 plus new monsters being saved for Stars, but the other person, Tom Phillips, doesn't think that's likely." And then she says, "I honestly do not know if folk will be happy with that or not." So personally, if you are holding 20 Pokemon back for another game, I'm not too bothered about that. I think they should have been in the game in the first place, but if they are holding new Pokemon back, then that's not too much of a problem. I'm just surprised they weren't in the data mine of Sun and Moon, if they are going to be compatible with Sun and Moon and Pokemon Stars. Whether they are compatible or not, we do not know, but we have more information that was kind of announced today. This is obviously the information we got last week, but this new information we received today is very similar to the information we heard last week. And this is by a person called The Real Gino, who's basically been on the Nintendo Switch Reddit page and been posting all these leaks. They also have, a lot of other sources telling them Nintendo Switch stuff that we don't know about. And this is what they've had to say. So they say Pokemon Stars uses an improved Pokemon Sun and Moon engine. Think of a jump between Wind Waker GameCube to Wind Waker HD on the Wii U, which is quite a big jump. And definitely, if you compare the 3DS graphics to what the Nintendo Switch has, it's unbelievably different. And I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen this, but there is a Pokemon Sun and Moon battle that has run in Unreal Engine 4 by Cryzen X between Incineroar and Salazzle. Now it looks amazing, and technically yes, the Switch can run Unreal Engine 4, but to that capacity it will definitely not look like that. But that is kind of the potential the Switch at least has, so it's going to definitely look a lot better than the Nintendo 3DS version with Pokemon Sun and Moon. But going back to the information we got today, basically says 20 new Pokemon, which is what we heard. previously in the last week, and 10 new ALOLAN forms, which is definitely different. We didn't hear about that. Now, if we compare this to like Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they basically included around 20 to 30 new Mega Evolutions, and that is kind of a similar number here, obviously, with 20 new Pokemon and 10 new Alola forms. Will these 10 Alola forms be from Kanto if they are true? Honestly, I don't think this is likely. I honestly don't see him adding 10 new Alolan forms, because if you couldn't find them in the original game of Sun and Moon, why do they just randomly appear now? Maybe they're on a different island you can get to, but you couldn't get to it in Pokemon Sun and Moon. To me, that would be quite cheap, the fact that, yes, you can visit the Alola region in Sun and Moon, but you couldn't go everywhere. That would be quite unfair. But, you know, they do add new areas in these kind of third games with Pokemon Platinum, Crystal, Emerald. There are a few new areas you can go to, so it isn't completely out of the question. Now, these leaks go on to say it can trade data from other Pokemon games with Pokemon Bank and compatible with Pokemon Go and Pokemon Codemaster. Now, Pokemon Codemaster or Codemaster, it's basically a Japanese exclusive mobile game, so that seems quite unlikely, and it would be quite unfair that only like the Japanese players would be getting a benefit. As with Pokemon Go, I could definitely see that happening. They've said many times that they're trying to find a way to link Pokemon Go to like their main Pokemon games. And so I thought Pokemon Sun and Moon was actually going to be compatible with Pokemon Go, but maybe it came a bit too soon, so it wouldn't surprise me if the next game is compatible with that. And it says it will also come bundled with two versions, one with a Cosmic Solgaleo and Galactic Lunala amiibo. Honestly, that sounds about right. I won't be surprised if there are amiibos. I am wondering what this Cosmic Solgaleo and Galactic Lunala actually is. Is it a new form for these Pokemon? Galactic as well, obviously sounds a bit like Diamond and Pearl with Team Galactic. I'm not looking into that too much because, as you know, this is nowhere near confirmed. And it finally goes on to say a special edition Nintendo Switch with Pokemon Stars themed core and dock will come with a special gold-plated Pikachu amiibo and a collector's Z bracelet. So we've seen gold Mario amiibos before, so I mean that sounds about right. And the collector's Z bracelet, kind of be surprised if that's an actual thing. You can buy it in Japan, or they might even sell it in the West as well. I'm not sure, but you can get like a Z bracelet and a Z stone that actually works with Pokemon Sun and Moon. So that'd be quite cool if that worked as well. But apart from that, my honest opinion is until it's confirmed, I will not believe it. 20 new Pokemon and 10 new Alola forms, I honestly don't think that's going to happen, just because I thought that was going to happen with Pokemon X and Y. They were going to add new Pokemon, but obviously we just jumped to another region instead, so I don't see why I should kind of believe the same thing. Again, not saying that I don't want it, because obviously I'm always down for some more Pokemon, some new Pokemon to hunt and find and catch, and maybe do some shiny hunting with. And new Alolan forms, I think we've got enough, to be honest. Kind of disappointed about the amount of Alolan forms, but I would feel a bit cheated if we got new ones as well. So that's just my opinion on this latest information. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of all of this? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? And even if you think it's fake or real, do you actually want this to happen? Let me know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, guys, definitely hit the like button down below. Really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with everything Nintendo Switch, Pokemon, you name it, hit the subscribe button down below. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!